Hi, this is a question from GATE Excel Zoology paper from the year 2019. The question is, which one of the following animal possesses two-chambered heart? The options are chameleon, peacock, goldfish and blue whale. To answer this question, we need to go back to the circulatory system and chambers of heart concept. So to brush up the topics, the circulatory systems are generally divided into two types: open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. In the open circulatory system, the blood flows through lacuna, large open spaces and sinuses among the tissues. The blood here comprises very low pressure in the system, and here, as you can see, the tissues are in direct contact with the blood, thereby facilitating direct exchange of nutrient and gases. Such open circulatory systems are present in invertebrates like insects and prawns. In contrast, in the closed circulatory system, the blood flows through a closed system of chambers of heart and blood vessels, and because of which the blood does not come in direct contact with the tissues. And here the blood comprises of very high pressure in this system, and such systems are present in mollusks, echinoderms and in all vertebrates. So as we saw in the closed circulatory system, there are chambers of heart. So we'll now go to these different organisms with different chambers of hearts and understand this concept a bit more. So here is a summary of the chambers of the heart in different lineages. So we start with the first type, which is a two-chambered heart, which is present in fishes. So here, the chambers of hearts are generally the atriums and the ventricles. The role of atrium is to receive blood from these respective tissues or lungs and then pass it on to ventricle. The ventricle's role is to pump out the blood into the system. So this is a general role, and this stays constant all across the organisms, no matter what number of chambers they have. But how many numbers of chambers they have and what roles they play, that is where these organisms differ. So the very simple type of heart system is the two-chambered heart, which is present in fishes. So in this, you have one single atrium and then one ventricle. So this single atrium receives blood from the body cells, and then this pumps this blood to the ventricle. The ventricle then sends this blood to the gills, where there is purification of the blood. So the deoxygenated blood purifies and becomes the oxygenated blood, which goes into systemic circulation, and then this oxygenated blood reach the tissues, where from there the deoxygenated blood is again carried via the vein to the atrium, which then passes into the ventricle for purification. Now, moving on to three-chambered heart, these are present in amphibians and reptiles with a slight difference. So in these heart, you have three chambers, which is two atriums and one ventricle. So in the amphibians, both the atria of the amphibia heart receive the blood. The right atrium here receives a deoxygenated blood from the body, while the left atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs. Now both these atria then pump their blood into this one ventricle, and therefore it results in the mixing of the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. The ventricle then pumps this mixed blood out to the pulmonary system and its systemic circulation loop. Comparing this to reptiles, which also have a three-chambered heart, however, there is an incomplete septum which leads to a partial division of the ventricles. So these ventricles also become two, however, it is only partially divided. So you do have a four-chambered heart, but because it is not complete separation, it is called three-chambered heart. Now comparing this to the mammals and birds, which have the complete separation between the two auricles and the two ventricles, that's why it's called the four-chambered heart. Now going back to the question, which asked about which one of the following animal possesses two-chambered heart. First is chameleon, which is a reptile, peacock, which is a bird, goldfish, a fish, and blue whale, a mammal. So as we have seen that fishes have two-chambered heart, so the answer to this question is option C, which is goldfish. To read more about circulatory system or hearts in general or the chambers of heart, please refer to this course which is offered by the NPTEL, which is called the Basics of Biology. Thank you.